I think the best example is my current professional role with Cornerstones of Care. So, Cornerstones of Care itself was founded in the late 1990s as a child serving agency, and shortly into its tenure, started to establish some collaborative relationships with other similar mission focused organizations that serve children and families in the mental and behavioral health realm in the Kansas City area. And over time, there started to be this understanding that there was opportunity for collaboration when it came to operations. And so there was almost a consortium that was formed of 5 different nonprofits that had similar missions that shared some administrative functions and duties. So HR and technology and finance and marketing were kind of handled centrally through Cornerstones of Care. And these other organizations had been maybe more historically traditional child welfare organizations, the oldest dating back to 1870 when it was the first children's home of Kansas City, kind of, the traditional orphanage model. And that work has evolved over time, obviously. And as that collaboration just continued to grow, there was a realization that there was more efficiencies in that uniform, singular, focus. So in 2017, those 5 organizations legally merged into one organization and became essentially part of Cornerstones of Care. So going forward, when I joined the agency in the start of 2018, we were kind of in our infancy stage. While we had merged legally on paper, there was still some culture that needed to evolve. Each board worked a little differently, and people were still kind of coming to the board role as if they were representing that individual agency rather than looking out for the whole. And not in a negative way, but there was a bit of kind of I'm here occupying this seat on behalf of, and there was some territorialism. So we really kind of needed to start to move beyond that, and the basis for doing that was to think about, well, rather than just kind of having a mashup of governance from these 5 different organizations, let's identify a governance model that we support and that we want to identify with going forward. And that's really where your work and the board checkup came in to start to help remind the board of their governance role, what that meant. And so it really started first with kind of a general orientation. We hadn't been in the practice of doing a board orientation as board members came on, or our council members. And as part of that, used the 9 dimensions as a framework to talk about that, covering the legal duties of boards, and kind of, went back to board development 101 almost in terms of its governance role. And I think there were a lot of light bulbs that went on for a lot of board members that maybe had served on boards, but didn't always understand their role in serving on a board. And then as part of that said, let's also kind of do a foundational baseline of where we're at. And so we had a board president at the time who was really supportive of this effort and of my own, academic interest in this work. And so that's what started Cornerstones of Care on its board assessment journey.